You need help?
Bring the meeting to order. We have a proper quorum. I guess I should identify with a man. I'm in the library board for January 13th. It's 5 o'clock. We have a proper quorum. I'm going to step away from the original agenda right now, as I always do, and I would love for the board to join me in congratulating our Director of Library for the city recognition person of the month that she got it, and she definitely deserves a whole lot more recognition. If she, I mean, I'd probably put the city in a deficit if they would give her an award for everything she's done for me. So we're just going to, we're going to take Donna as she is and just be thankful as she is. You're a wonderful person, Donna. I love working with you.
Thank you so very much. I appreciate that.
That being said, we're going to ask for approval of minutes for our regular board meeting held on September 9th, 2019.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Have a motion to approve. Do I hear a second?
A second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. That was our last approval for the last decade.
Yes.
Order of business is going to be, would like to welcome our new library board member, Brianna King. Welcome aboard. Okay, FMLA, February 3rd through March 30th. I'll turn it over to you, Donna.
Okay, before I start with our next order of business, I do want to say to you all, I apologize for the many times that we have set up times for workshops. It got canceled so many times. That was on me because of some different things that was happening. So I do apologize for that. I feel like 2020 is going to be a good year. Not going to start off that well, but it's going to really get better toward the end of spring. I'm going to be going off for about 8 weeks. I'm going to have double knee replacements. I'm going to go ahead and do them both at the same time so that I can get it over with and get back and do what we need to be doing for the library and for the community. Was not expecting that whatsoever. I had had problems with Achilles tendonitis and things of that sort. And when I went to the orthopedic, I thought he was going to talk about what we can do, you know, for the tendonitis. And he took the x-ray, and then he came back and he said, okay, so when are you going to get your knees replaced? And I looked around and I said, now you do know I'm Donna Bebout, right? You looked at the right x-ray. And I do have knees that go out every once in a while, but he said I'm bone on both of them, that he could put them both in a bag and shake it, and couldn't choose a worse one to do. So I'm going to go ahead and do both, get it over with. The library is going to be standing strong. I'm going to make sure that everything is taken care of before I go out. And we have great people over there. Lorna Cripps will be our second in command. She's our children's librarian, has been there since, for 13 years, going on 14 years. I know that I can count on you all, and I know that I can count on Glenn to keep our computers up and going, and Chairman Jones to make sure that everyone is doing what they need to do. So I appreciate it, but I do want to apologize for not getting some of these items taken care of that we had been hoping for. So, any questions on that? Okay. Moving on, one thing that I do want to do before I go out, I'm going to get some informational packets together. I had talked with Bruce this afternoon about possibly getting another meeting together before I go out on February the 5th. But with other things going on, I felt like I would just be rushing it. So in this packet that I'm going to give you, he said that I could give each one of you information to be thinking on, doing research on. Minor children in the library. Right now, our policy says for ages 10 years and under, they can be there without a parent or a guardian for up to 4 hours. I want to let you all do some research, think about what you think that policy should be.
I'm sorry, Donna, you said 10 years and under?
I'm sorry, 10 years and older.
Okay, okay.
Yes.
All right.
See, we don't want those we want caregivers with the
We were
teenagers.
going to call an
just
emergency meeting tonight for that. Okay.
Okay, that's where my mind is today, guys. I apologize. No, 10 years and older.
Okay.
Yes, they can stay in the library up to 4 hours by themselves. So I've looked at different libraries. That seems to be anywhere from 10 to 12 seems to be the number. Some libraries do not have an age limit, but we feel like it needs to be put out there. It needs to be written where parents can see it and where we have something that we can fall back on. We do have it written now. It's not posted. And that's one thing that we need to do as our library is to get that posted. So in this packet that I will be handing you all before I go out, we'll have information about that, and then please do your own research and your own opinions. And when we get back together, definitely want to know what your thoughts are. Now, while I'm out, I also can be reached by phone, and I'm going to be keeping up with my email as much as possible, probably not the first 2 weeks, but after that, I will be keeping up with it. Another thing that we
Donna,
were wanting, yes,
Have you had any incidents that have prompted this or anything that?
No.
Okay, I'm just
the
curious.
only thing that has prompted this as far as getting a larger poster out is our insurance company, PEP. They highly recommended, he recommended 13 years and under have to have a guardian, but he says he does that for recreation centers. With us being within close walking range to a lot of children, that parents are not at home, like our townhomes and our weekly rentals, we would prefer the child, if they're going to be out, to come on over to the library. We cannot say that we're going to be watching them. You know, we are going to be aware, but we cannot take total responsibility for them, and we let the parents know. But PEP has recommended that we have something. So that's where all of this has started. That's a very good question,
remember
Glenn.
that now.
But no, there's been no incident of any accident with the child or anything of that sort. Any other questions about that? It's a big topic. It's a big topic, and it can be a large range of people's opinions and the different libraries. And I know, Chairman Jones, you and I have had a conversation that you felt that was too young,
It is for 10.
and I can understand that. We also have the policy that a child under the age of, make sure I get this right, 6, they need to have a parent sitting with them at the children's computer. We feel like if they're able to get on the computer and work, that's great. But sometimes, and it depends on the child, sometimes 4-year-olds can get on there and do wonderful by themselves, but we would prefer for a parent to be over there. And that's when we do make the exception that if all the computers are not full and a parent's needing to sit with a child, then the parent can sit on the computer next to them and work also. May get leg cramps from sitting in the little chair, but it works out well that way. Any questions on that? Another thing that is really needed in the library, we have job descriptions, but I'm wanting to get those, how do I say this? You all help me out. A little bit more, okay, Glenn, help me out here.
I don't know.
Specified, perhaps,
Like their duties?
yes, yes.
Okay.
Not to the point where they're not cross-trained, not to the point where they can't do any other duties, but I feel like we need to get it to where this particular person, when they are hired on, they know pretty much what's expected of them, which we try to get across, which is anything and everything in the library, but also have a few extra duties on top of that. Also, the one position that we really need to think about was the assistant director position. Would really like to change that up somehow, where it's more of a circulation supervisor, more of a manager-type position, more being out and helping with the other staff on making sure that we're performing our job to the best of our abilities. We've also talked about a program coordinator. We have so many programs that goes on, and a lot of that falls on me to make sure I have the list of things to buy and, the dates and times and things of this sort, and that's absolutely fine. But it gets sometimes to the point, like this past year, when I've got other personal things that I'm focusing on, or a lot's going on that as a department head I need to be aware of, that one or the other is going to lose out. And this year, unfortunately, it's been the library board that you guys have just kind of been pushed to the side. So I'm wanting to get back to more of administrative, more of keeping you all informed, and therefore you will be helping me, and more of that position that we're seeking, or two positions, to get those duties more specified. Does that make sense, guys?
Yes.
Poor Mary's going to have a heck of a time doing these minutes this time. I had told her I would be very good and not talk a lot, but apparently I'm also not following that rule. So a program coordinator that would oversee the programs, not necessarily plan all of them. We still want all of our staff to be involved with that because we have very creative staff. I don't want to take anything away from any of the staff. I'm just wanting them to feel a little more empowered in knowing what is expected and that they have the freedom to do those things.
Do you see that as being a part-time position, Donna, or more of a full-time position?
It would be one of our part-time positions. I feel that would be more of a part-time. We have 11 part-time and 6 full-time. At this point, we have 5 full-time. 2 of those are admins. So that gives you an idea about our
think
full-time
that-
positions.
I think one of the things that you can probably incorporate, one of the things that Cheryl said at our last BOMA meeting was they're getting ready to start doing the evaluations.
Yes.
What we have, or what larger companies, and it's called a PD, a position description.
Okay.
And that way, it takes away all of the, the wonderings about what, and then the most important words on there are the duties assigned. So
Right.
you want to put that in there. And I
Absolutely.
think that if we can, if this board can come together and with your help to know exactly what you're wanting them to do, then we could just word it in the form of a position description. And once the city is more comfortable with the personal evaluations, all of that's going to be right there anyway, because that's what you're
Correct.
graded on. So everything will be, it should all come together. So I think that would be a good
That
time to start
sounds
it.
great.
This is a good time to do
And we have
it.
good job descriptions right now.
I was going to
HR.
say,
Yes.
maybe you can, as part of your packet, you can include what you
I
have
will.
now, and then we have an idea of what, to shoot for with that other one.
And then I'll try to articulate better by writing what it was I was trying to say a few moments ago about the different other positions. And that would be great. And we do. HR has worked hard with me to get job descriptions, and all of my library clerks have a particular description, and the full-times do. It's just I think we're ready to branch out a little bit more and add a little bit more specified duties.
Yeah.
Now, are you wanting to take that position and split it into 2 part-times, or you wanting to keep that as a full-time?
I would like to keep that as a full-time, and when I answered the program coordinator as a part-time, after I said that, I thought, well, no, wait a minute, it's gonna have to depend, because it possibly could be the program coordinator with a circulation type position.
Yeah,
It's just gonna depend on what all we're asking of that person. Like right now, Tammy is a cataloger, but she does so many administrative assistant duties for me. She does the ordering for our janitorial supplies. She does ordering for Demco for me. She keeps up with our office supplies and when those need to be ordered. So that position is really not just cataloger.
Had one more thing that you wanted to
Sure.
discuss at that workshop, and that was the updated meeting room policy. Has that been resolved?
Thank you. That has not been resolved. I will send you some ideas that I've come across from different libraries, how they word it. Basically, it's like what we usually do, nonprofits. But I need to just get it in there. I need to get a proposal that whoever comes in signs this proposal of what they're expecting from the meeting room and then what we're expecting the meeting room to be like, and have the dates and have a limitation on how many times. The meeting room could be let to anyone every day of the week, all day long, because we have people constantly wanting to reserve the meeting room. Some libraries charge for it. We did charge for it quite a few years ago. Were they still doing that, Glenn, when you came?
I don't remember.
And that got to the point.
Sounds familiar, though. Yeah.
Right. It got to the point where it just wasn't working out, because if people pay for something, sometimes they expect quite a bit more. They didn't want limitations put on them, such as no birthday parties, no baby showers, things of this sort.
They were. I
Okay.
remember it now because there was a lot of damage being done, spills,
Yes.
drink spills, food. A lot of things it was, the amount they were paying was not even offsetting what it cost to fix things back up.
Right.
That would be problematic anyway. I would say that with that environment, it needs to be meetings. It
Absolutely.
needs to be meetings. The parties, that's what the Butler building, not
Right.
Butler, yeah. Everybody calls their 10 buildings something different. But yeah, that's what the multipurpose building
Right.
for. I wasn't even aware of, that would be terrible to have.
And that was many years ago.
Yeah, and
they
if
did
it's
stop
anything
it.
that's going to be anytime past regular hours, I think there needs to be a fee, because the city's having to pay for employees to be there.
Right.
So it needs to be a fee. It's got to be, it needs to be a fee, period, because regardless of what it is. But that's something that again, we're going to come together.
Okay.
And we can sit down and we'll brainstorm over those.
That would be great. And I do want us to have that workshop, as soon as I get settled and once you get some information together, so that we can talk this all out. Because I think that you will be extremely helpful, to me. Any other thing that I missed? Okay, thank you. Okay, so our March 9th library board meeting, I spoke with Bruce, and if it is okay with our chairman, will be rescheduled for Monday, April 27th. And the reason Bruce and I came up with that date, it will be after, of course, I get back, and it will be after I have an opportunity to meet with Phyllis to get our budget numbers and get all of that ready, but it's before the first reading of the budget. So I will be able to bring the budget to you all and let you look over it in case we have any discussion items or things that you feel we need to really talk about. And then we would be able to present a recommendation to the BOMA for the first reading. And if anyone has conflicts, I know of one, and we've talked about it, and we'll make sure that that person stays up to date with what is happening.
And then we'll still have one in May, 2
Well-
weeks later, or?
No, Bruce recommended that we skip May, but I wanted to leave that right now open just to see what you all thought. If we can't get together before then for a workshop, then maybe that May meeting could be our workshop. We still have not, another thing that's in your minutes, we still have not gone to taken a picture of the patrons, and because we wanted you all to be the first ones to do that. Glenn had given me, he has everything set up, it's ready to go. He's given me all the statistics of all the directions of what needs to happen. I just have not got that out to the staff yet, so we're working on that.
I just got a notice that my library card is about to expire,
Okay,
so I think they said I have 5 days, so I'll do that tonight when I go over.
excellent. Oh, you're going to our crafts and
Right,
strings and things? Excellent. Okay, any questions about those things that we've gone over? Okay, some upcoming dates that I wanted to make you aware of. The American Girl Tea Party is Nanea this year. She is Hawaiian, and she's a surfer. And she is around the time of Pearl Harbor. So very interesting books. It's going to be a great little tea party with a lot of fun activities. That's March the 14th at 11 a.m. I forgot to put the time down. And people can pick up tickets beginning February the 8th. You need to come to the library, to the children's department to pick up a ticket for the child. We take 52 children, and adults, of course, are welcome to come. And it's always a great thing. Lorna and Miss Janice and Sherry do a wonderful job with the American Girl Tea Party. And it feels funny to talk about summer reading, but summer reading kickoff will be May 30th. Our summer reading theme this year is Imagine Your Story. It's going to be based around fairy tales, fantasy, and mythology. So it should be a very fun summer. We will do 7 weeks, and our summer reading is going to end on July 18th because schools start back sometimes the very end of July, first week of August. And I'll turn it back over to you, Alderman Jones.
All righty. As she stated, our next board meeting is going to be on Monday, April 27th at 5 p.m. This time, the floor is open to the board members for any comments. Ms. King?
Donna, I just hope that your surgery goes well and you have a speedy recovery. That's about all I have to say.
Thank you, I appreciate that.
Again, I just want to encourage all parents, make sure your kids are reading. And I think the goal is 40 books this 9 weeks. You can do it.
Yes.
So you?
I'm just happy to be here and happy to serve again. I think I got reappointed or will be reappointed, so.
You have been?
I have been, okay. Yay, go me.
Yes, you, Kamisha, and Bridget were all reappointed.
All right.
Yes.
Oh, Linda.
Yeah, I was reappointed also.
Linda, not Kamisha, but you're still on. Yes, Linda, Gary, and Bridget were all reappointed.
Is there something you'd like to say?
Well, I was thinking last year when we did the big summer thing, and we
Yes.
had so many people sign up at the booth, and I thought that, are we going to do something like that again this year?
We are. We're going to do something, it's not going to be quite as big as last year. We're going to call it our soft kickoff.
Okay.
But we're definitely going to have some activities outside, something really exciting to get the kids and the parents in. So the staff is still thinking, the wheels are turning over there. And we'll let you all know as soon as
Bridget and I had a good time.
Well, you all were very, very much helping. Kamisha and Montique, when she was there, very helpful.
It was warm. It was warm. I don't have anything to say.
Okay.
Really.
Glenn?
Just good luck on your surgery. Be sure and tell Lorna and the other of them if they need anything. We're right there. We'll be
Good.
glad to come over and help, so that's all I have.
Right, and I'm sure Lorna will have your number on speed dial.
Sure. That's fine.
Yes, but the staff has been extremely supportive because, again, this was something I wasn't really expecting, but something I need to do. And now is the best time to go ahead and get it over with. That way I'll have a great summer, and we'll be ready to go.
And thank the Lord that Don is back to Don. And you'll have him. He'll be there for you. no
Thank
matter
you.
what.
I have a lot of nurses in my family and a nurse practitioner, so I will be commanded on my PT. So I'm sure I'll have those knees going really good because they have no mercy.
And you also have me on speed dial.
Yes, yes, I do.
Okay, with that being said, thank everyone for coming out tonight. I look forward to this year, working together this year, and I think we can definitely, as far as the information packet, I think once we put enough conversation into it, we can definitely get it together, and we're going to have it, again, we're going to publicize the public library in Laverne. One of the things I've learned that, ironically enough, I didn't even know that with us being self-financing within the city, we're the only one in this big area that does that, and I think that's a wonderful thing for this small city. And I've had, now that we've become an international route down Murfreesboro Road, I've had people that have gotten off of the interstate and come down Murfreesboro Road, and they've worked, and they said, man, y'all, I didn't know y'all had that's a nice looking library over there. It looks,
Awesome.
it stands out. And I said, yeah, you'll come over and visit sometime. So again, thanks for coming out tonight, and if there's nothing else, meeting adjourned.